Comics are totally awesome. And I'm totally awesome too. Weird Zerker has everything you want from a comic book. It's got great drawings, colors, great story. It's got great action, has a little romance, and it's about something. Not just any something. It's a parody of some thing. And I was like, well, I used to collect and I love comic books. And they were like, so, did you ever want to make a comic book? And I was like, yeah. And then Parody Press was like, oh yeah. So they made a comic book that's a parody of my comic book. And it will probably be pretty hilarious, because that's what a parody is. Or at least what it's supposed to be. You know, this idea of kind of like a rock and roll warrior. Someone in an altered state. Someone with a big guitar axe. Then a pet cat that's from the hood. Just out of control. Speaking of out of control, there's his beard. It gets bigger and longer throughout the book until it takes on a fantastical life of its own. It's like, whoa! So, check it out. If you do, I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed making it. But honestly, I didn't really do that much, other than rambling on about comics and books. I mean, comic books. Wait, what was I saying? Oh well. Enjoy! Beard Zerker from Parody Press. Back it today!
I can't without it. I just love it.
Oh my gosh, Hi, it's Vince with Shamrock. You'll be saying wow every time you use this towel. It's like a chamois, it's like a towel. This is for the house, the boat, the arm. This is for the house, the boat, the arm. This is for the house, the boat, the arm. This is for the house, the boat, the arm. This is for the house, Damn wild if you say wow, you 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 Original towel doesn't work well. The sports wet won't dry. Look at this. It just goes to work when you want to work twice as hard. Doesn't drip, doesn't make a mess. Breathe out. Doesn't drip, doesn't make a mess. Breathe out. Doesn't drip, doesn't drip, doesn't drip, doesn't drip, doesn't drip. Breathe out. Olympic divers, they use it as a towel. Yeah, completely dry. Divide it in half. Use one as a back mat. Put it in a white sweater, roll it up, you black sweaters. Damn wild if you say wow, you damn wild. This is for the house. The vote, the arm. This is for the house. The vote, the arm. This is for the house. The vote, the arm. This is for the house. The vote, the arm. Here's some cola, wine, coffee, cola. Pet stain, always a damage, gonna be a fall. There's your mildew, that's gonna smell to that. I wanna do this in real time. Look at this, put on the spill, turn it over without even putting any pressure. The color starts to come up. No one in the towel's gonna do that. It acts like a vacuum, and there's a bird from the dry at the bottom. See what I'm telling you? Yeah, wow, if you saying wow every time. 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 This is for the house. The vote, the arm. This is for the house. The vote, the arm. This is for the house. The vote, the arm. This is for the house. The vote, the arm.
I can see! I own this vase. I can play like Hop. That was fake, right? Happy New Year! I want a lawyer. Is there a lawyer in the house? Ha 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 ha!
My name is Professor Baldy, and I run a school for juvenile delinquents. You might even call them mutants. Trust a few reformed ex-cons: Tangerine, Jeannie Gray, Beastie Boy, Snow Cone, and their friends from X-Files, Cable TV, Garfarel, Dominoes, and introducing the Newt Mutants. Beware the rest: Magneto, Mistress Piggy, and Cesspool. Now, Heritage Press Comics is back with X-Files Reloaded #1. Don't miss this extraordinary comics extravaganza with 7-fold color stories of marvelous mutant mayhem. Back this book today for awesome variant covers and original artwork tiers. 48 pages of action and hilarious hijinks by some of comics' funniest talents. Heritage Press, making the world laugh again. Only on Indiegogo.
Countless miles away from the ocean, Slade struggles to survive from one pocket of water to another. Weak and weary, he's dragged to the ring, forced to fight in a vicious blood sport where animals are pitted against each other for entertainment. There, he faces off against the unruly hyena Kilroy and a hulking gorilla named Leopold. During their fights, unbeknownst to all, contact with Slade's blood alters Kilroy and Leopold's consciousness. Can Slade win over his newly awakened opponents? Will he break away from his chains? Can he continue to endure outside of his element? Should he escape death, one thing is certain: a cruel life awaits him in the unforgiving Wild West. If you appreciate good storytelling, captivating characters, a solid production, action, adventure, and mystery, this comic book is for you. My name is Jason Orfalis, a professional of 25 years as artist and writer. Much planning went to this project, and I have experience in every stage of producing a comic book. Your contribution will make this dream project a reality. Thank you for listening, and good luck on your own adventure.
Hey everyone, how are you doing? Hope you can hear me and see me just fine. Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you may be. My name is Don Chin. I'm your host today for another fabulous edition of Coffee and Comics, or Comics and Coffee, whichever one you prefer. I've got my Java here. I take it black. This is in a very nice hybrids coffee mug, courtesy of Luke Stone. Luke, thank you so much for swapping. I'm doing good, guys. I'm back in the original space that I used to be in when I started streaming. Gosh, it seems like around the beginning of this year when we launched X-Farce. And yeah, I've tried downstairs, and sometimes the connection isn't that great. Then I moved it upstairs, and it was in my bedroom, and that was like my wife's trying to sleep and I'm trying to do a show, and that doesn't really work too well. But she said, why don't you just move it into the guest bedroom, set it up. You can use my computer, which has the best camera, which I think it compared to the other times I've streamed, you can kind of tell this is more HD. So I went ahead and set this up last night. So we've got the big digital aquarium in the back, and I moved all the cool items that I had downstairs back up here again. So hopefully this will be the permanent location for a while, because it gets old. There's a lot of equipment around me that you can't see. I've got a ring light and a monitor computer, my mic, chairs and boxes and all sorts of stuff. And I'm hoping to get a green screen set up as well. So that way, if I want to have like a digital background, I can do that. But I wanted to, first of all, say thank you to my lovely wife, Laura, for cutting my hair last night. I was starting to kind of look like a Cro-Magnon Neanderthal. And I said, could you please give me a haircut? And we have a Flowbee. So, don't laugh at the Flowbee. It's actually works pretty well. So she gave me a cut and, thinned it out with some scissors. And thank you, Laura. I owe you a pair of shoes. That's kind of the barter that we have. She cuts my hair, and she gets to buy a nice pair of shoes. So that's a pretty good trade-off. Anyways, guys, I want to say hi to the chat. You guys have been hanging in here for like probably the last 15 minutes. Greg is here. Hey, Greg, hail to you, my friend. Gun Demon. Greg, if you want to come in and promote your project, even if it's not quite ready, you're welcome to. We have a couple people that are in the green room that are going to promote, but I'm used to having 8 or 9 people, and we only have a couple right now. So please, there's a link in the YouTube chat, and it's pinned to the top of the page. So if you want to enter the green room, all you got to do is click that, and you'll go to StreamYard. The rules are scrolling across. We want to keep it less than 7 minutes. And we would like you to keep it clean. So please, no nudity or F-bombs. We want you to be able to share your screen and your audio. So be ready to do that. And most of all, to have fun, because that's what we're here to do. All right. So we'll go as long as it takes. We have a special guest that's waiting in the green room. I'm going to bring him in pretty soon. We have Brain Cage here. Hey, Brain Cage. Nicholas Gear from the Relentless Tin Soldier is here. And I backed his project. Looks really cool. I think he funded too. So congratulations. We have Eric the Guapo here in the chat. How are you, my handsome friend? I will not call you Eric the Guano unless you are misbehaving. Top of the morning to you. Our friend Pastmaster Dan from the late streams. How are you, Pastmaster? It must be early for you, my friend. Tank Ferret is in the house. He's making my brain hurt with an equation, so I'm not sure what that means. We have Rancid Potato here. Thank you, Rancid Potato. And obviously, Comic Talk with Pops is our faithful friend here. He's going to be promoting his next CromCon event, which I'm excited about. We have the Napalm Brothers. How long will this show run? Well, Napalm, that's a good question. I normally try to keep it about an hour. So the format's going to be, we're going to open some mail, and then we're going to let people go pitch their wares for, like a couple people. And then I'm going to open some more mail. So I have like 4 big packages here of stuff that I got. This has been like I think you probably know this, but a lot of people have been fulfilling their campaigns, and it just seems like August, September, everything is shipping and people are getting. I have like even 3 or 4 more packages that I could open, but I kind of want to save those for another show. But I have 4 that I've had here, and I'm excited to open them with you guys. So let me go ahead, and people are saying hi to the postman, and that is our good friend Adam Post, and he is. I wanted to say, Adam, thank you for being so patient. Last week we were supposed to have Adam on, and then I just started to feel under the weather the night before the show, and so like at 4 a.m. my time, I messaged him and another guy named Nandor Fox Schaefer, who were supposed to be on the show last week. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to have to reschedule because I just don't feel good. I had a killer week last week. It was like very high stress with my other job. We had a tree fall and almost hit my house, and just some personal family stuff that was really hard to deal with. So I was like just totally fried. Today is much better. So Adam graciously came in. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Adam in.
Hey,
Adam.
who's that guy?
How are you, handsome man?
How's it go? Oh, good boy.
Fine.
Thank you for the flattery. I know exactly who you're talking about. Obviously, Adam Post. Great to see you, and it's a lot of fun to hang with you, Don, anytime. And hi back to Shadowhawk.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in like, it seems like ages.
I hide out, then I pop back up, and that's my routine. I also had to ship the mermaids.
That's
mermaids.
True.
Had to get it shipped.
That takes a lot of work. I understand.
Takes work to get them done and get it out the door. So we got it done. We got it out the door, and that was fantastic.
I like your orange shirt.
Yeah, I'm very big on polo shirts. Because the thing is, well, there's a long story why, but long story short, they're amazing. They're wonderful. So thank you much.
Yes. Yeah, it's very fall and makes me want like a pumpkin spice latte.
I can induce a lot of people to want pumpkin spice lattes if that's what it takes.
Awesome, buddy. How's your week and day going? Are you
Everything's going great. I'm real happy about that. I'm working hard on another project that I'm really excited about. I am writing it, and I'm working with an artist that I worked with. He's very, very good. I'll put it this way. So he's back in the game with me, a pro. Awesome. Everybody knows who he is. He's very cool. So we're working on the character now, and it's been great. It's very, very exciting time to do something new. And I'm writing it, which a lot of people have been saying, like, why don't you just write your own book? And the answer is, for me, I love collaboration. It's an exhilarating part of making comics. Because you work with so many other people. Hey, it's George. But also, I just want to make sure, we spend 6 months or a year on these sometimes. You just want it to be good. Right. I tell people I've made 1,000 comics. You've made many, many, many comics. So it's like, there have been some comics that are better than others. But it's like, right. Once we get enough gray hair, we get like old enough, we look at it, especially with like you promote, keep talking about the same book it's like, all right, then it's got to actually be really good. So that takes, extra energy and, and time. It takes time to make good stuff.
Awesome. Can you give us any spoilers on what the character is, or you kind of keep it under wraps?
I can't just yet because I really want to deliver, and slam people with it, be like, okay, I get it. That's like, yeah, that's really good. Like, well, all right, I just set the dial to like, hardcore, zeroed in. It's a very Comicsgate oriented thing. I know people are going to love it. So I'm excited about it. Awesome,
brother. So what's your typical day like, Adam? I know you're on the East Coast.
A typical Adam day?
Yeah, this is a morning show, but
Kick the girls out of bed. Kick the girls out of bed. They made it through the night. The ones that are alive, we send them home. The other ones take care of the ones that are not. Get to working because I have another business. Some people know not. I have a small remote telemarketing business that's been a stable thing for us for a long time. So we've got that going. So everybody works remotely. And then the rest of it is I'm big on a to-do list. Like I've started that. Oh, thanks, Shadowhawk. I've been very big on the to-do list. You get a lot done that way. And I've got like daily ones, monthly, annual now. So it's going along pretty fucking awesome, to be honest with you. I'm excited. I'm very enthusiastic.
Awesome.
I'm supposed to keep
you just you
freaking
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah, you owe me $1 in the swear jar.
All right. I meant to say freaking awesome, but it just came out the wrong way.
It's okay. It's okay. So, Adam, what powers the postman? What do you eat as a kind of a regular daily routine?
Well, I drink a lot of diet soda. People who know I drink a lot of diet soda. I eat a lot of chicken. It's an Adam Post secret. But the rest is just normal stuff, cheeseburgers and things like that.
Yeah. Do you actually drink soda in the morning?
Neighbors' children. Oh, no. I don't eat any neighbors' children. That would be wrong.
Those are the Democrats.
That's
no,
exactly. Oh, yeah. We were just kidding about that. What was your question? Oh, do I drink soda in the morning? Yes. It's a 24-hour process. I haven't.
One of those guys, huh?
Okay. Yeah, I'm one of those guys. I'm not into coffee, though. It's sort of like a coffee substitute.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
What's the is it diet or
it has to be diet?
And it's like, is there a brand you want to? Coke or Pepsi?
You mentioned the brand because of the association. No, it's Diet Pepsi. Usually Diet Pepsi. Diet Coke is not as good as Diet Pepsi anymore. I don't know. I don't know what they did.
Yeah, I like Coke, but I'll drink Pepsi if it's offered to me.
If you need to. Yeah, it's like a little sweeter or something. I don't know. Yeah,
the non-diet ones are just too sweet for me. I can't handle that. But hey, my friend, you are so kind. And a few months ago, we did a little barter. I offered you X-Farce, and you sent me.
Oh yeah,
Knowledge of the Dead. Thank you so much. These are beautiful books.
Here's a secret, Don. Like, there's very little you could ask me to do that I would say no to, because Don and I were competitors, fierce competitors.
We're old, man.
Yeah, well, not really. But we were competitors. We used to both do parody comics. And Don did X-Farce, which was a huge success. And I tended to have smaller successes. So Don outsold us. But we had some very cool covers of some of our books. This is one, Spider Femme by Adam Hughes. So we had Adam Hughes inspired me to do it. So Don and I have, he would do his biography, he would do his parodies. I did my parodies. And but the thing is, I know Don's work. I know Bill Mouse's work. Don did Black Belt Hamsters probably a year. What you did after the Ninja Turtles, obviously. 86. So I did Jackrabbits in 86. So it's kind of like, you know of people, of their work. So it's fun to spend time with people and do stuff with people. Yeah, that was a great idea to ship each other books or whatnot. And happy to send you the College of the Dead books and hopefully get a chance to read those.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you going to revisit that series again in the future? Or?
Spoof may come back. I don't know. It's not really like we have a library of 1,000 pages I'd like to reprint, and we've done some remastering. This isn't the original. Adam did the color design and the pencils and the inks, but the recoloring, it's recolored for digital because we have the originals. So we've recolored some of that stuff. I don't know. We should probably talk offline and maybe put heads together on that one and see what makes sense. But we do have a good 7-8 books worth of material, but it's not new material. So I don't really want to produce. I really want to produce, new material. But us as publishers, it's always well, let's make more stuff. That's what we do. We publish.
That's right. That's right, my friend. So,
maybe digitally. I don't know.
Yeah, people have asked me. In fact, Eric is he is a big yeah, exactly. Oh, he tries to get you to do the omnibus too, huh?
Well, I don't know. Yes. Well, because a lot of us Ethan did a beautiful omnibus, a gorgeous omnibus of his Cyberfrog work. Billy's doing that compendium omnibus now. I think I might do an omnibus. See, here, all right. Now that we're talking publishing, I don't mean to keep other people waiting and stuff. And maybe we should talk another. That's why I keep it kind of maybe another time. But we recolored all of the Adam Hughes work that we did, and we spent a year We spent a year doing it, and I have these on my desk because they're beautiful. But like we had like this.
Yeah, let me make you big, my friend. Hang on a second.
Make me big. Like these are not for sale. This is just internal stuff that I remastered. We're not promoting or selling it. We're just like showing stuff. This was a recolor alternate of the original that Adam did, right? So, yeah, I mean, thanks. I this is some of the best work we ever did because we just paid Adam a lot. Actually, we increased his rate. He was like, look at this, for the love of God. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to not put the books out, but it's also not. I don't know. It's not new material. So yeah, maybe a compendium. But then if you do a compendium, I'm only going to do one cover. So I guess, or maybe a variant. And so it's a little hard to kind of work out like, well, what makes the most sense? He did 7 covers for us. But yeah, maybe we'll do like a spoof comics, parody comics stream one day. At least one of them. You know what I mean? Like, and play with some of the old books and stuff. You have to hold up your female Silver Surfer. We can compare to my female Silver Surfer. I
think yours had some breast augmentation.
Very possible.
What was it called? What was yours called?
Silver Sweetie.
Okay.
Kirk did that. Kirk did the cover for that. And we recolored that one too. Yeah.
That's
what a great
awesome.
guy.
So I know, Adam, I know you did G.I. Jackrabbits, but I want to ask you, do you have a rabbit that can open mail?
I don't.
Would you like to see one?
Of course.
All right, here you go. Isn't he cute? What would you call it? What would you call a rabbit that could open your mail?
Bouncing bunny hair. Male bunny.
Male bunny? Okay, that works. So he did take a little long, but he doesn't have an X-Acto knife like we have. So cut him.
Is that your rabbit?
Slack. No, it's just something I pulled off the internet. But Adam, I backed your mermaids, and you fulfilled this. This is heavy, man. This is
you backed the bejesus out of the mermaids, and thank you so much for your support, Don. I
went all in.
Yeah, we did 4 covers, and it's very hard to do one cover. It takes more discipline than I have because there's so much art that like you want to show. So
yeah. Well, I'm gonna just I'm not going to get my greasy fingerprints out. Thankfully, you bagged everything, but I want to just preview this. Is this still in demand? Can people still get this?
You can get it at epicmermaids.com. We'll redirect right to the mermaids.
Awesome. Okay. So I'm scrolling along. And so is the Indiegogo campaign still going or?
Yeah, it's still in demand. So it's still going. I tend to leave them up forever. Okay. It's just easy.
Great. So this is, tell us what I'm looking at right here. Is this the primary cover?
Yeah, that's the main cover of The Mermaids. This book we wound up doing as a 56-page book, and there was some drama initially about like, oh, well, you're going to do a 6-panel grid again? So Chris Renkabot, amazing guy, worked with me for a few months. He was in my old studio too. He's a super talented guy. Wow. And he was actually, no offense to anyone else, but he was one of the best guys that we had. So yeah, it's no longer a 6-panel grid. It turned out to be a very dynamic layout.
Yeah, that's great.
I've even seen some other pages from some other CG guys that feel like they picked up some of Chris's ideas, and I was like, oh wow, this is awesome. It's getting around, So then we also included another 10 pages of these from Jerry, and we included 4 pages of additional character descriptions, so people can get a sense of a scope of the world. It took forever to do that project. It was a big, like, wide scope. It wasn't defined enough, and didn't have a deadline. So we just kept going and going and going and going. And it took 10 years to get the thing published, which is why, like in Comicsgate, it was like, well, you can publish whatever you want. It's your book. So I was like, all right, I'm going to put out this book that I've been wanting to put out for like since a long time. And book is out. But now I'm working on something new.
So it was a web comic event originally?
Well, I was experimenting, and my idea was like, well, first of all, there was no Comicsgate. So because there was no Comicsgate, there was no way to really effectively promote. It was way before YouTube. I started working on it in like 2011, 2012. And I noticed that there were web comics that built an audience. So I was like, all right, I can't build an audience with a web comic either. But if I have a shareable JPEG of a single panel with lettering, if people like those images and they start getting invested in the story, at least I could get some kind of subscriber base, somebody interested in doing it. So I was like, well, let me design it so that it would be a 6-panel page, and then we could reformat as needed for digital, for print, and then for hybrid print and digital formats. So, I mean, I really went, again, it was no deadline. There was no distribution method, and nobody knew about it. So I was like, all right, I'll just come up with a way to do this. And it was just extremely, like, it was very creative. It was very fulfilling to do it that way. And now, like with Substack coming back, digital might be something for us to take seriously because, you know, not necessarily that format, but just like even just the consideration of digital. So there's a lot going on. So in any event, yeah, I originally planned to do it as a hybrid format that could be digital or print, but the plan was always to put it in print. It was just, who knew? Could have been two, like College of the Dead initially was 2 panels per page for book 1 in black and white. College of the Dead 2 was 6 panels per page in color. So like you could really do, the flexibility was amazing in terms of what you could do with format, especially now we have digital printing, which people will take for granted, but that didn't exist, you know, in, you know, pre 2005 or 10 or whatever that was viable. So anyway, that was kind of out there, but I wouldn't do it again that way. Unless for some reason I was able to build an audience outside of, you know, typical Comicsgate.
These are great looking books. I love this. The you know, just the no logo virgin type covers by this artist
Jerry. Jerry Gutrudi.
He's very good. And you have the kind of the behind the scenes.
The making of book is a great book. And see, like, it's funny because I know there are a lot of people that love to make comics, but like that is my favorite part of the process, is actually making the comics. And in that book, I have one here. I'll open it. In that book, I show people the full script from the writer, because I contributed as the idea guy, as the like editor producer of it, and with some of the writing. But I also had 2 other writers that worked on the project, kind of like a TV or a film process. So the last writer that worked on it is the same writer from College of the Dead. And what I had him do was he does the full script for the artist. So we've got in our making of books the full script.
Wow, that's great. I love it.
Yeah, the full script is really cool. And then the original 6-panel layouts we used.
That's smart.
For the book. But yeah, I mean, the full script is fascinating. To me, it is, as a comics guy, like it's got all of these directions for the art. And we sold some. We always sell some. People are always kind of interested from a production standpoint. And he's a pro, you know. So like I'm only, you know, hiring pro guys. So like it's well done, but it's also educational. It's educational, even though I've made so many comics. Like that full script was great. I enjoyed it a lot.
Well, Adam, I think we squeezed in the interview that we were supposed to have.
I don't want to keep other guys waiting.
You did great. Thank you for enlightening us and agreeing to be my co-host. So here's the format. If you've never been on my show, and those that are watching, we have a timer, and that we've affectionately called Bear Zerker. And what we're going to do is we're going to have our first guest come on, which is going to be Pops Van Zant. And then we're going to go next to George, who's in the chat. And then after that, I'm going to open up another piece of mail. And we have a special guest in our green room that's going to give us some insight on that mail. And you can kind of see him in the chat, but I'm going to keep it a secret. So we will get to him as soon as we get through these first two guests. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in our good friend, Mr. Pops Van Zant. Hey, Pops.
What's up?
How are you?
Hey, man, it's been a very productive week, Don. It's been amazing. Saturday, I went to Hall of Heroes Comic Con, and I got this big old stack of business cards, people to contact and invite to the group. And, Adam, if you don't know what I do, I'm the founder of the Comic Related Madness and CromCon.
Cool.
Okay, so basically when COVID killed everything, I started doing an online con every month. And I've been doing it every month ever since April last year. And, we have a good time, all that. Hey, Pedro, what's up? Ransom Potato, everybody, how you guys doing, man? It's good to talk to you guys. So I went to the con. I met a bunch of people. I posted a couple interviews up in the Madness, one with Scott Rosema. And, we just had a good time.
I know that name.
Yeah, so I come home and made a whole bunch of business cards, went through all these business cards and contacted all these people, got a bunch more people joining the Madness, and yesterday I set up, sign up for CromCon 17 about, 10, 11 in the morning, Don, and it was booked. It booked yesterday. I don't even have to worry about that now.
Congratulations.
Except for one thing. I left the Saturday night panel, 9 p.m. Eastern, open. I'd like to get all you guys to come out. Don, Adam, Joe, all you guys. I see you guys out there. You know what I'm talking about.
Messing around, making trouble.
What I'm talking about. You guys that have stories to tell. You know what I mean?
Veterans.
Like from back in the day. I want you guys to come out, man. So we left it open. It's just going to be, if you guys want to come out, come out. What's up, Eric? How you doing? So that all booked. I made all my contacts. We also, the Madness Comic Network is now an official sponsor of comicbooksforkids.com. Just having a big week, Don. Damn. I'm loving it.
That's great, man. I love to hear it. I try to pull up your Facebook page so people that can.
Oh God, not my page. The Comic Related Madness. I put the event post in the chat, didn't I? Thought I did.
I think you did. I'm trying to find it here.
I don't remember if I was a mod or not. It might not even have been able to put up there. But I'll just drop it over here in the private chat. You can put it up in there.
All right.
But yeah, man. The accounts everybody. Geez, I can't believe how many people signed up yesterday. It was amazing, and it's like every time I looked at the computer, there was another message, there was another notification, there was another, hey, let me in on this, So
hey,
I had
there's a couple good-looking guys right there.
I know. I like that picture of you, Don.
Adam, you look very, very handsome there.
I look a little younger there.
Here you go.
That's the last time I was at a Fridays. That's where that picture came from. But it was good. I'm not down on Fridays. I love Fridays. It was a great time.
You have a lustrous head of hair for a man of a certain age.
I'm not giving up my hair.
I'm
75. No, I'm not. I am 51. So the secret is, Ethan, I was on Ethan's show one time, and he's like, "You're not combing your hair." I'm like, "Ethan, I'm not gonna fucking. Excuse me. I gotta control myself."
$2.
As soon as I started, I feel like I was on Ethan's show there for a moment. So, all right, I was like, "Listen, I'm not gonna. I don't comb my hair. Whoa. I'm not gonna comb my hair because then you'll see that it's thinner by the top. That's part of the curly trick. You got to do the curly trick. That's the trick."
Check out that avatar there, John.
All right, hang on.
The curly trick, Fluffy.
Your avatar. Oh yeah, Bill and Ted. Look at that.
Look at it.
Oh, that's awesome, Pops. Who drew that for you?
They drew it. It was drawn during the Crom. We had a whole bunch of people out drawing Crom, and I'll be honest, I have to look. I can't even remember. I've got so many people that have drawn that little troll, man. It's crazy. But I did share the schedule. I shared my screen. The schedule for CromCon is right there. If you want to check it out, if you want to share that with everybody. There's so many cool people on this list, man. It's amazing. Let me just Danny Morales from the Collective. Friday night, me and Christy Shin and Sean Howe and Daniel Monroe are going to do a little pre-con kickoff, and that's just like an open panel. Anybody's invited. Come on out for Friday night, the 24th. And then Danny Morales from the Collective down in Florida. He has an indie initiative wall in the store that he works at, and he puts indie comics on the store shelves. He buys a lot of the retailer tiers and stuff. That's why I'm always encouraging people to put them on their campaigns, because I'm trying to get you guys in the store down the road so I don't have to ship everything. You know what I mean? That's my goal. You know what's up. But Road Warrior Drake, Lasmat Films, Nina Aberline, Mike Jimmy, Lorcia DeBruin from Life on Cora. Man, there's so many cool people. John Hervey, Red Gaze. You guys know Red Gaze.
Yeah.
Mike Barron's going to be out there Saturday at 6, kicking off part 2 of day 1. Raven Monroe. You guys know Cookies and Scream. Mark Middleton, Grave Robbers, Brian Menard, man. Rusty Gilligan. And then that's when that open panel is where I'd really like some of you, old timers. I don't mean that way, because I'm an old timer too, but you know what I'm talking about. You guys that got stories to tell, man. I want you guys to come out. I talk to everybody all the time, but I rarely get a chance to really, get involved in conversation with you guys that have been around for a long time. And then Sunday we got Glenn Fleming. You know Glenn, right? You know Glenn. Jack Kirby book, the DVD.
Yeah, he was on my show. Oh, there's your buzzer, Mr. Van Zant.
Oh well,
that went
you
fast.
Can see the list. There's so many cool people, man. It's crazy. Allie's gonna be out there. The CG UK Bargain Bin, Max Headshroom, just Death Metal Hero topic list. It's gonna be awesome, dude. So,
are you on? Are you also on Twitter?
Yeah, at Madness Comic.
All right, so make sure to hit me on Twitter. Just if you send me a private message if you would too, and just be like, "Hey, here's how you get involved with it." So I'll try to participate.
What day you want to say, Ron?
That's Saturday night, the 25th at 9 Eastern, which would be dinner time at your house.
If you get Adam on there, I'm pretty sure I'd like to come on and
I was going to ask if you're going to get Don. So Don and I going to.
Don's always got an open invite to CromCon. He knows it. I always hit him up. Hey, yo.
Yeah, just send us the info with private messages. We'd love. I could speak for Don by saying we'd love to see it, and I'm not gonna. I'm looking forward to it. It sounds like a fun thing. If we can do it.
All right, get these other guys out here. Get that mail opened up. You guys know what's up. Comic related madness. Comic Talk with Pops Van Zant on YouTube, at Madness Comic on Twitter, the Madness Comic Network. Look,
Thanks, Pops.
We're getting real, bro. Look at that. We're getting real up in here.
All right. Have a great day, my friend. Thank you, Pops.
You too, man.
We'll
Thanks a lot, Don.
Good
meeting you, Adam. It's nice meeting you, man.
Very good.
All right.
Cool.
That's the
nice guy.
The legendary Pops Van Zant. Awesome. Have you guys ever met before?
No,
I guess not. Wow.
I'm glad we did.
That's
people
crazy.
meeting on your show.
He's got a lot of energy.
Yeah, God bless him.
I should have asked Pops what he drinks.
He has his energy.
Yeah, he's got a lot of energy. So without further ado, let's bring in guest number 2, and that would be George. Hey, George.
Greetings.
How are you?
Great. Greetings, everybody.
G'day.
Good to see you. So, George, I wanted to say thank you for participating in the Kirby show a couple weeks ago. That was fun.
That was a lot of fun. I actually, right after the show, I think I finished off all my IDW Kirby books by going to what do you call it, eBay, because they were sold out by IDW.
Wow.
One Kirby question. Did they reprint 2001? Did Kirby do that?
They can't do it.
He did.
I want to do that. Why can't they?
Yeah, because
They should.
Marvel doesn't own the license to 2001.
Oh, all right. That satisfied my curiosity, I guess.
But you know, the adaptation of the movie they can't print. But after I forgot what the number of the issue is after that.
That's original. I guess if it can be done, IDW will do it. They're smart.
Yeah,
it's tricky. It's very tricky.
Word.
George, what's going on in your neck of the woods?
Well, I just want to tell your audience, I've been publishing for 31 years. Yeah. And Joe King Book 1, which I did back in 2019, is actually issue 20. 120 pages, cover to cover. And the great thing about this is that Joe King Book 2, which is I'm here to talk about, is actually oversized.
Oh, yeah.
Or at 10 inches by 15 inches.
That is big.
Oh, my gosh, yes. Ever since I saw Spider-Man versus Superman versus the Amazing Spider-Man on the shelf in '76, it's been my dream to do oversized. So
yeah, Treasury size, like that's amazing.
This is 2 inches bigger than Treasury.
Wow.
Treasury is 10 by 13. This is 10 by 15. So what I'm showing you here is that I also upped the ante. It's the same book that was offered back in 2019, but everything's huge. But on the inside, there's an art sheet on the inside.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And on the back, inside, there's an actual art board. Give me a sec.
Sweet.
An actual art board. This is the paper stock artists use to draw the original art. So there's two pieces of original art coming with every book that's ordered. And I want to show you what the book 2 cover looks like. So the campaign has finished on Indiegogo, and it's on my website, georgepetergatzis.com, and you still have a chance to get these books, oversized, 120 pages each, of full color action, cover to cover, and it's epic. I mean, it's really epic. I mean, just there's so much in here. Let me this is. Let me pull back. These are 2 full pagers. And
now, obviously, it's in print, and you ship immediately on order.
Well, the thing is, the second book is actually being produced. It's December.
Okay.
I'm delivering on December.
Okay.
Delivering December, this whole package. The people who jumped in early were also getting the spaceship.
That's neat.
Yeah, because you have a 3D printing operation, guys. So George can print his own 3D. So that's the actual spaceship. So people get an actual toy.
This is it. This is the spaceship in the book.
Wow.
Right here.
Does it come painted, or do you have to paint it?
No. This is the actual plastic.
Wow, that's impressive.
This is the actual plastic that makes up the ship. There's like I think it was like 300 pieces that makes up the ship.
300 pieces.
Yeah, it's really
a lot of work. Hey, Jim.
It's absolutely amazing. And like I said, give me a second. Just put this over here to the side. Head over to my website. Oh, wait a minute. There you go. Head over to my website. Click on the big image. It'll take you right to the store. The spaceship sold out, but you still have a chance to get the oversized books. The oversized books with trading cards. 54 trading cards, by the way. 54 trading cards.
How many spaceships? I'm sorry to interrupt. You sold out of the spaceships. How much were they, and how many did you sell?
No, the spaceship came free.
Oh, it was free. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the spaceship came free with the campaign, but I closed it out because the spaceship itself, creating the art in the book, you can only do so much until you have to actually close it out so you can fulfill.
I gotcha. Okay.
I had to close out the spaceships, but the book itself, no problem. Now you can get the whole enchilada here at the website. You can PayPal me directly. You'll be added to the December shipping list. It's just epic in its stature.
So you're not in demand anymore?
Well, no, I can't do it in demand on Indiegogo because in Canada.
No excuses.
No. I think everybody should know. If you're outside the United States and you go in demand, any transaction that you make when you're in demand, they're going to charge $25 fee to make the transaction to your bank account.
That's insane.
On top of the fee that will be the
Indiegogo fees,
the Indiegogo fee and the exchange rate. So wow. I did 30 days on Indiegogo, and I continue to have sales off my website directly through PayPal. People can get the trading cards with the book, the original art. I provide original art as well that you get additional to the art that's already embedded in the book, and then the whole package. If you want to get the whole package, book, trading card, and original art.
George, on that website address so people know?
PeterGatzis.com. I put it in the chat.
Okay.
All right.
Excellent.
Thank you, Peter. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, and this is exciting. I mean, the oversized. Wait a minute. Let me put that here. The oversized is freaking awesome. It's actually changed my attitude in terms of art that I do for detail work. I mean, it exploded.
Congratulations. What a great idea. I love it. Big fan of the Treasury editions back in the 70s and the 80s. And this is kind of like remembering that type of
being young again.
Like 2001, I think, Adam, they did do a Marvel Treasury edition of that.
Oh, yeah, they did. I have it.
Back in the day. So
yeah, there's some reprints.
Yeah, I have the Treasury edition. Nice. I loved it. Hey, funny story is that I think I said this on the Kirby panel. Kirby made 2001 fun compared to the long form movie.
He did. Well, hey Peter, thanks for coming on, my friend. It's good to see you.
Thank you for having me on.
You're like a regular now. I appreciate your time, and everybody check out George Peter's website, and you can buy this awesome project.
Yeah. By the way, this campaign, when I deliver on this, I'm not doing oversized the editions. This is one time event. Sorry. One last thing. There's no sticker shock. There's no sticker shock. The shipping is free worldwide. So the price you see on the website is the price that you spend.
Gotcha. Okay. Thanks, man.
Thanks.
See you, Peter.
Good seeing you, George.
All right. So we, like I said, we had two guests kind of pitch their wares, and now we're going to open some more mail. And thankfully, our good friend Joe is here.
Cool.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I'm doing great, gentlemen. How are you this morning?
Wait. Oh, okay. Like that's a static picture of Joe, and then you started moving. My internet. Good to see you, Joe.
Good to see you.
How are you feeling?
I'm tippy-tappy with a song in my heart, with the exception of one thing that's bothering me today.
Okay, what would that be?
Is it chick related?
Well, apparently Michael Bancroft has been getting some positive reviews for the Lucent. He's feeling his oats, thinks he's cock of the walk, strutting around, chest out, nose down, forehead swole. And as a punisher of comic book creators, I just can't have that, especially when they're paying me to prevent that from happening. So I'm so happy you invited me here today, Don, because apparently Mr. Bancroft needs to be punished. And so I intend to break him down once again, knowing that his lovely wife, the wonderful and talented Mel B, will build him back up. And maybe after a few thousand more of these sessions, he'll be ready to be a professional comic book creator.
That's true. That's what we hope. Joe, we have the Lucent here that I've been waiting with bated breath to open, and I've seen everybody else open it. And I did invite Michael to come on, but he says he needed to get his beauty sleep for some reason. So you graciously answered my last minute attempt to get somebody on related to the project. Excuse me, I got a little tickle in my throat.
No worries.
So anyways, I backed it. Let me take off Eric's comment here. I think it was way up in my chat here. So sorry about that, guys. Let me find where Eric said hello to you. You've been waiting so patiently in our green room. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries, man. And I've got a bit of a persistent cough that's part of the COVID recovery process. So I try and mute whenever possible, but when one sneaks out, then I just apologize in advance.
Oh, no
Thank
worries.
God you're feeling okay.
Yeah, we were praying for you. I'm glad that you made
a recovery's been great. The doctors and nurses all say it's impossible.
Just long story. I'm sorry to take over, but
I
have to ask it. We should all be aware of this. So, what did you had diagnosis of COVID? You had symptoms. What did you do for treatment immediately?
I didn't, and that was my biggest mistake. Is that I at first thought it was nothing more than a sore throat and a headache, and that was totally rational considering the symptoms at the time. But then it got worse, and then I thought I had a cold, and then it got worse, and I thought I had some sort of weird flu strain because I did not have a fever and I did not have aches.
But it turns out that everybody has different responses to that.
It turns out that everybody who gets COVID has a little bit or a lot bit
mixed symptoms,
and even if you have the same symptoms, they exhibit in different ways from everyone else. So what I should have done was get tested immediately, but instead I figured I would just power through whatever it was I had. 2 weeks later, I finally get tested, partially due to administrative bureaucratic mess ups that delayed the test and results for 4 days. So by the time I finally found out I was positive and tried to get a doctor's appointment, it had been 2 weeks. And then
that's too late for early treatment.
One thing that's typical that I found out after the fact is it's typical to feel like you're getting better suddenly over the course of 1 day. You just start feeling a whole lot better. But then the next day, I crashed hard. And that was when I told my wife to drive me to the ER.
All right, just a long story short for anybody who's listening or knows anybody. I had a comics professional friend who got a diagnosis that she was positive and had symptoms for 2 days. Her doctor was not going to give her antibodies. And I was like, wait a minute, I actually know about this. So long story short, go to combatcovid.hhs.gov. And the point about that is you can get those monoclonal antibodies for free if you get it within the first 10 days of having symptoms. And 70% of the people, stay out of the hospital and they're well from that. So that not for you, Joe, obviously, just for anybody. Like doctors are not giving early treatment properly in a lot of cases. So you have to kind of advocate for yourself. But thank God you're okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually, I was able to start exercising a couple weeks ago, and I'm now in training for a strength and endurance challenge on Veterans Day called the Chad 1000X. So everything's going great.
Cool. Very cool.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to pull up the Lucent's campaign page, even though you're closed, and then I'm going to start opening some of the awesome mail that we have here. So hang on a second. Let me pull up the Lucent. So Joe, you can go ahead and maybe share some of the other stuff you're working on. I know you have Outliers and you're working with Art T. Bear. So you're a busy guy.
Yeah. So in addition to the Lucent, which we started work on remastering what Mike had started on Chapter 2, we started that months ago. Back in, we actually started work on it in 2020, concurrent with Volume 1, because of how the story is structured. It's got many layers to it, as people who have read it probably have found out. And because we've Mike set it up so that he planted a whole lot of Easter eggs right in the very beginning of the whole story. So volume 1 is actually loaded with answers to questions that people have, but they don't have the full context yet for what those answers are. So it's like putting a jigsaw puzzle together, the way Mike has described it. You have all the pieces when you dump them out in the box, but if you don't know what the overall picture is supposed to look like, then really you just have to kind of start fitting the pieces together where you can. Maybe you work on a corner, maybe you work on an edge, and the more pieces you fit together, the more the overall picture develops. So I helped him with, he has said publicly that he tried to, when he had the unedited version, he tried to give as little information as possible. And when I read it and I did the first editorial pass, I said, there's no way anybody's going to understand what you're trying to do. I said, you understand it because you have the whole story in your head. And the way that it works for us as writers and artists, storytellers in general, is that because we have the whole story in our head, we're laying pieces out, and then subconsciously our brain is just filling in the gaps. And we don't understand that if we put it in front of someone who has zero context, they see all the gaps. So one of the first things I did was help him to understand that by just explaining a few examples. And so once he saw that, it was like, oh, okay, great. Well, how do we go from here? And so we did that through chapter 1, but we also had to do that with chapter 2, Painted Death, which Mike is working on as we speak. And basically, what happened as a result of this was that we were able to get rid of some stuff in the unedited version that was extraneous. It didn't need to be there. And then we were able to take that freed up real estate and put in stuff that really helped clarify the story for people. So now that volume 1 is out, people have read Waking Dream. Some people have read it several times. They have found that rereading really does reward the reader. The way I've described it is you can read the surface level story and understand it. There have been a few people who read the surface level story and didn't understand it, and that's totally okay. They tend, from what they have said to Mike and myself, is that they usually don't like these non-linear mystery thriller types of stories. They didn't like The Matrix, or they don't like Christopher Nolan films, or whatever it happens to be. And that's totally cool. That even in those circumstances, we did get some positive feedback, such as they really liked the main character and wish there would have been more story told with her, or they liked the character of Isham, but they're not really sure why he's in there. It's stuff like that where even if they don't like that type of storytelling, there were elements that were very plain to them that they did like. So that was cool. Mm-hmm. And all of that constructive criticism, positive, negative, everything in between, is useful for Mike and now myself as we've started talking more editorially about volume 2, now that he's gotten enough feedback from volume 1. We're already working on how to give people more of what they wish was in volume 1 and to make it that much more rewarding in terms of the patience that the readers are giving us with this gargantuan story that Mike is trying to tell. And as of last night, he revealed publicly that the book, people were asking, okay, well, how many volumes to tell the whole story? Now, when they say the whole story, what Mike and I are working on is the main character is named Ella Forsyth. So Mike calls it the Ella Forsyth saga. Similar to the Star Wars universe, there's the Luke Skywalker saga, right? But then you could have endless other stories in the universe. So what we're working on is the Ella Forsyth saga, if you will, within the universe of the Lucent. And so to tell that story, Mike said he could do it in 6, but he and I are talking about, and have been actually for a little while, of doing it in 7 because of the feedback that people have given him.
Wow. I haven't read it yet, Joe, because obviously I'm unboxing it today, but I look at it and it feels kind of Matrixy and when I look at Michael's artwork, I've been following you guys for a while now. I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, but Paul Galassi was a guy that worked on Master of Kung Fu. And I look at Mike's work and I say, this looks a lot like his stuff. Do you agree? Or do you think he's...
So that's a great question. I'm going to say kinda, not really. And the reason for that is Mike, he drew volume 1 years ago and started working on 2 while writing 3, and now he's been writing 4. So he's been working on this thing in concurrent phases for a very long time. What happened was that he drew and colored volume 1 and was working on volume 2, discovered Comicsgate, and thought, okay, I initially tried to put out volume 1 as a novel, but working on the novel, I realized it just wasn't going to work. So then he tried to go in with webtoons, and he put volume 1 out there, the unedited version, I'll call it, in its entirety on webtoons. Got some good feedback, but also got a lot of negative feedback. And then, as far as Comicsgate's concerned, he decided to remaster volume 1 and then put that out there. But his version of remastering was different from what you see now. So the art and the writing, the lettering, all of it is considerably less developed than the book you received on.
Okay.
So if people bought the unedited version, that's the version that was going to go into customers' hands until he decided to bring me in. We started talking, and then I showed him some of the things that we could do without requiring a whole lot of redrawing. So to your point about Paul Galassi, what you get in the book is some of it is his original art. Some of it is newer art that's made to look like the older art, so it's not out of place, but it still looks better than what was there. And then some of it is partial redraws, art fixes, that sort of a thing. But then you get a completely remastered coloring work and completely remastered lettering.
Beautiful. So Joe, let me go ahead and start opening this, and maybe could you explain how you met Michael? And because I don't know the story. I just was introduced to your channel through Joe Sontag, and then I came on to promote Beard Zerker, and that's how I kind of find out about you guys. But you've been doing a show with him for quite a while, it seems like.
Yeah. So you want to hear the origin story?
Yeah. While I unbox the Lucent, and then if you want to comment on what you're seeing on the
sure.
But let me go ahead and make myself a little bit bigger so I can. So yeah, go ahead and tell people how you guys met, and I'll show you guys what I got from Michael and Melanie recently.
I can also roll in the story. Past Master Dan from the chat is asking about the story of the ginger root hand, so I can roll that into to the story you asked for, Don. So basically, I was co-hosting. I was a panel member of Art T. Bear's Pontificator show in 2020, and had been at that for quite a while. Wow. And we hosted Mike on the Pontificators, and we had such a good time that Mike invited Art and I over to his channel. And back then he was doing weekly party streams, so like every Friday night in the US, Saturday night in Australia, it would just be these long goof off, hang out party streams that would go anywhere from like 5 to 8 hours. And so Mike invited us on to his show the following Friday, I think it was. And we just had so much fun that Mike kept inviting us back. And it turns out I could make it, but Art couldn't. So he kept inviting us back, and I kept being the only one of us that would show up. And so then at some point, Mike asked if I would be interested in joining the panel of his show, because back then that was the format. So I did, and had a great time with Mike and the guys in the chat. And then fast forward to some point, I think it was early this year. Yeah, I think it was earlier this year. Maybe people in the chat can check me on that. I don't remember exactly the month, but Mike decided to change up the format of his show and make it more like a late night talk show. And so the idea was for him to be sort of the Johnny Carson or the Conan O'Brien, and for me to be like the Ed McMahon or the Andy Richter. And so what people see on the show is / co-host. Behind the scenes, I'm doing a lot of stuff that basically just helps keep the show running smoothly to try to, and I use the word smoothly in air quotes because our show gets bumpy now and then, but basically there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that the viewers don't see, and I'm just trying to handle business, let's call it, so that Mike doesn't have to think about any of that stuff. He can just focus on the chat.
Sure.
So part of the reason why the show works so well in that format, from what people have told us from our audience, is that there's the ginger root hand. So that
it looks
was
edible. I want to eat it.
That hand was part of the unedited version, and it's in a panel that's on. The panel is still in the book, but I said to Mike, "What is this?" And he said, "It's a hand." I said, "That's not a hand. That's some kind of stumpy, withered something or other, but it's not a human hand." And he was like, "Do you think I should redraw it?" I said, "I don't just think you should redraw it. I absolutely insist that you redraw it. Your readers will too. So save yourself some time and headache and redraw it now while remastering the book." So then he took that and he turned it into a bit on his show, and the viewers absolutely loved it and ran with it. And they turned it into this thing that neither of us could have ever dreamed up. And so, yeah, that's definitely Bancroft show lore that you're holding there in your hand.
That's cool.
Very cool.
I love it. And then I asked Mel to sign my copy. I don't know if they signed it on the inside or the outside, but
might be on the inside, like on the credits page.
Okay. See if they remembered. Adam, I wanted his copy. My copy is a mermaid signed by you. You're a hard guy to get this.
I don't sign a lot of stuff, but I did sign yours.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, it's on the inside cover. Yeah.
Thank you, my friend. You got a good memory, because that just makes it so much personal for me. So here's this is beautiful. So when did you get yours, Joe?
I don't remember exactly. It was several weeks ago. It did take, for people in the U.S. who are wondering how long it takes. So it depends on which part of the U.S. you're in. I'm in San Diego, California. So I'm actually closer to Australia than almost anybody.
Oh, yeah.
And it took me probably 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half at the low end.
Gotcha.
So
I
for
love
people,
the spot UV. That's a really cool
that
effect.
spot UV is a great touch, and it's something that I'm seriously considering for the Outliers cover.
So there you go, Joe. I got the rare Bancroft and Melanie.
That is rare.
Guy. So she's awesome. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
And Michael. Michael, you're not too shabby yourself. We'll have you on a decent hour. Yeah, one of these days. I know it's probably like, I don't know what time in the morning it is, but this smells great. It looks amazing. You could just tell it's a labor of love.
And the production quality, I mean, Mike, in all seriousness, really went to the ends of the earth to try to make that book as nice as it is from a production standpoint. And he had printer nightmares on the order of Art T. Bear and several others in CG who have had just nothing but problems trying to get, what should be more or less a basic print job run.
Yeah, I saw his tweets. He sounded like he was really frustrated. So what is this little insert?
That is a preview of the next book, Painted Death. And anybody who gets it, I highly recommend reading Volume 1, Waking Dream. I highly recommend reading the quote-unquote interview section in the back of the book because it helps provide context for the characters and their place in the world. And then I recommend reading this because the people who have read all three seem to get the most enjoyment out of this story and also feel like they're immersed into the world and understand more of what's going on versus some of the folks who have only read the main story in Volume 1.
Okay. Do you think this would make a good movie?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Although it would have to be a series of films. I don't think there's no way the story could be told in one film. There's no way.
So who would you cast if you were
as the main character, Ella Forsythe?
Yeah.
Oh goodness gracious me! I haven't even thought about it. I would say that Jessica Chastain or Bryce Dallas Howard, either one would make an excellent Ella.
I can see that. Yeah, redheads.
They're redheads, but also their acting ability. They've proven that they can handle the sort of emotional depth that they'll have to go to play Ella properly.
This is just loaded with great prints and that was that a 6 a.m. sticker that I was showing you?
Yeah, the one of Ella kind of diving down toward the puddle of water on the cover. That's 6 a.m.'s version of her doing that pose.
Joe, what's your favorite page from this book?
Oh, that's a good question. I haven't even thought about it. Let me think. Well, I love the front cover because it's loaded. So when I say this thing's loaded with buried treasure, I'm not kidding. Front cover, back cover, every interior page. There's nuggets in there to be discovered. And some people are figuring out quite a bit of the story just by reading the first volume a couple times. Other people, I mean, for example, I know one reader who has read it at last count that I'm aware of, had read it 5 times. And every time they found more and more in the story. And so they may just keep rereading it until volume 2 comes out because it really does have that much depth to it.
That's awesome, man.
Very cool.
Well, thank you so much for that. I was just showing people I got the puzzle first. Is it from Latvia? Is that where they print it, Joe, or Latveria? I'm not sure.
I say Latveria. I say that Dr. Doom has Doombots putting those puzzles together and shipping them out.
That's Dr. Doom territory.
Now, Mike might say Estonia, but I'm sticking with Latveria.
Let me go back out so we can see everybody here. All right. So, Joe, that's awesome insight. I'm so glad that you could be here on the show and take time out of your day. And we want to wish you a speedy recovery.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to promote? I know you have Outliers that you.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. So the Outliers production resumed. Excuse me. Drawing never really stopped on the book. So because of that, the main story, 2 chapters, 48 pages, is fully penciled, fully inked. The coloring had to go on hiatus for a little bit because Inkspots was dealing with his own health stuff, but that got resolved and coloring is back on schedule. We're working through the different concepts for all of the characters, and I reveal a couple of those each week on my Thursday morning show on Fulton Land, which is my YouTube channel, 1 p.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. I'm sorry, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. And we'll be doing more art reveals tomorrow. So Outliers production is going great once again. Right now we're targeted to launch the campaign around March or April of 2022. My preference is March, but we'll just kind of see how things go. I've got Black and White Volume 2 by Art T. Bear. I'm the co-writer on that, which is currently active and doing well. So if people like kind of sci-fi mixed with James Bond type of super spy stuff, that's what Black and White is all about. And people who read the first volume have said that they really enjoyed it. And in volume 2, we basically blow out the walls and scale everything up times a whole lot. And then we also, at the end, bring everything back down and resolve all the setups from volume 1, all the setups we put into volume 2. Everything gets paid off, the story gets resolved. And then we also have a small peek towards the future and what Black and White might get up to in volume 3. Then there is Delucent Volume 2, Painted Death, which we just started actively working on from an editorial perspective. And then lastly is Arc Athena. I'm editing, or I have edited, I should say, Arc Athena issue 1 for Eric Canetti, and that launches September 15th.
Beautiful. You were a busy guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, COVID was really inconvenient. It took me out of my workflow for a couple months. I didn't appreciate that. So I have very carefully, slowly, but happily, I can say very effectively, been working my way back into my old work habits, and things have gone really well.
Awesome. Joe, you are a gentleman and a scholar. Welcome to my show. I'm so glad that you could come on and that you're backing Adam, and definitely going to support your projects.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for asking me on the show, and thanks for the time. It's cool.
Awesome.
I really appreciate it.
Great seeing you, Joe. Great being on with you.
All right.
All right,
cool.
buddy.
Thanks, guys.
You have a great day, sir.
All right, you too. Thanks again.
Bye-bye. All right, so that is our good friend, Joe Thunderbun. So let's go ahead and we have some people that have been waiting here patiently in our green room. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in Pedro. Pedro, are you still there? I think you're muted, my friend.
Yeah, you are muted.
Can't hear you.
Hey
there,
guys.
Pedro. Good to see you, my friend.
Yeah,
how are you?
What I was saying is, don't get rid of the black and white page, because this has just become an art-centric show without art
really?
being here. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I come with you guys with a very ugly Cinderella story, because I've been a member of the chat in this community for, the beginning of mid 2020 or whatnot, and now I am the artist on the supplemental book for RT Bear's campaign.
Wow!
Oh, wow!
Yeah.
Small world.
Black and white, high octane. I want to apologize because English is my second language, so I might use some words that might not go where they're supposed to. So
that's all right.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. You got like the RT Bear. This campaign is amazing. I can't believe I'm working here, and that's the Rockefort cover.
Oh, here we are. This is you, Pedro. Oh, wow.
High octane.
Look at you.
Yeah, so this is a more animated, like animation style book, because I'm an animator by trade. I've been an animator for 20 years, and this is more like to tell people that be active in the chat, reach out, speak to people. What I did, if you allow me to share my screen for, hey, what's up? What about to share my screen in a little while? I can show you how I enticed art to work with me.
Okay.
Which is basically, it involved no money. It involved nothing. Like I'm selling a dude. I just love. I've seen black and white in the 90s because I'm that old. And then when I saw like the first campaign for black and white, like, oh my God, I remember those guys. And I did a little version of black and white in an animated style, and I showed it to Art in one of his streams. It's like, oh my God, I think Albino was there that day. Like, oh my God, look at this. Like, I'm really flattered. Like, I love this. And, Art is a big fan of animation.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, it's better if I show. Let me just share this.
It's really great work.
Oh, thank you. Let me just share the screen.
I recognize your name in the chats. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've been very active. Oh, whoa, watch it. I'm working on stuff I'm not supposed to be showing. So
not the secret stuff.
Can I share it yet? Or?
Yeah, I share it. So, okay, so this is the first illustration I did. And it was basically when you design for animation, you tend to simplify because you have to do that drawing over and over and over again. So that's what I came up with. I showed it to Art. He loved it. Like, we didn't even know each other. I think through Geeky I forgot her name. I'm so sorry. So the Geek Art, I think she's called through Twitter. Like she contacted me, like, hey, Art, really love what you did. So I sent it to him, and just as a try, because I do this every morning, I did a little run cycle for Black.
Oh, cool.
This only took me like a couple of hours to do.
Holy cow!
Yeah, so
that's fantastic.
Yeah, so unbeknownst to me, Art grabbed all this material and started talking with like friends of his in the animation industry in the U.S. Now I live in Panama, like in the middle of Central America, Panama Canal. That I'm there. So I don't know. I didn't know Art was doing this. I found out when he launched a campaign, like, I was trying to do like an animated series with Pedro, but it didn't pan out. So he gave me the book as a consolation prize. I can't even really. I'm working with a Von Cloud strip now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Very cool.
Yeah, and okay, so this is the cover. This is like the virgin cover for Black and White. High Octane is called. It's a 22-page story written by Von Klaus. That's another one of my heroes. Like, I mean, I love Monster 8 MD. So yeah, like I said, so very ugly Cinderella story. And okay, so I can show a page because we already showed it on our art stream of how the book is going, and I'm putting my all in it.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, and I'm already all the way up to page 11. So I mean, Art is giving me notes, but I'm gonna finish this in no time because I mean, I feel this is my time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, since I told you, like I live in Panama, I've been trying to make a campaign, but being in a country that's not supported by Indiegogo, there's a lot of red tape I have to go over.
A lot of problems.
Yeah, and I've been doing that. I mean, I've already have an LLC in the U.S. Now I'm doing like bank stuff.
Oh,
so I didn't know that at the moment, so I started my book, my personal book, like a year ago. So now the book is finished. It's 80 pages. So everything is like lining up. Like as soon as I finish this, then probably my bank stuff is gonna be ready, and I can hit you guys with this.
Pedro's book.
Yeah, this is my book, Tropical Magics. It's a dystopian, futuristic story that involves technology and magic, and it takes place in Latin America. And as I said, 80 pages of action and fun. And I've done several covers for it, and yeah, it's going to be a very, very, very fun ride. And it's about.
Is it all pages, Pedro, or is it PG-13 or?
Is it PG-13? Yeah, there's no nudity, no profanity. Like I already had the script edited. The only thing that's missing is the lettering, because I really want to pay for that.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at right now. So
Eric Weathers does such a great job on lettering.
Yeah. I'm thinking about Eric Weathers and also the guy who does Mighty Mascots, Keith Leeson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does work for us all the time.
Mm-hmm. He's good lettering guy, so I'm taking that into account, and maybe I'll do distribution to Comic Blast. Like I'm really looking into how I would make it viable for me to do this from Panama, because I really don't want to move. I love my country, but yeah, guys, like, this is me. So I don't know if you have any questions and whatever. I'm done. Like,
yeah, you're always welcome. If you want my 2 cents on anything, just hit me up on Twitter direct. You know.
Sweet.
Yeah, I've been doing that with people ever since I got involved, because Comicsgate is so supportive and so amazing. It's no one understands how easy it is to work with people in Comicsgate and how much we all support each other. You know, Don was coming in the game, so he knows what I'm talking about. Like, it's not what anyone could ever anticipate or expect. It's almost like you're seeing old friends, or it's like a old family or something like that. Everybody welcomes each other in. And then when we see people successful, we're so proud of them. We're so happy to see them succeed, you know? And you see that, like, Bancroft came in. He didn't know what was going on. He met people. They were good to him. And, he's great to everyone else now. And, and it's like it pays off. It pays off so well. So anything I could ever do for you, anything I could do for anyone else, I'm always doing. And it's, it helps more people than others and whatever it is. Like, why wouldn't you not do that? And then you turn around, all of a sudden it's like, oh, wow, I have all these great friends. So
yeah, and the things like I mean, being part of the community, as you're saying, like makes you feel weird because you're happy for people you don't really know in person. Like I was so stoked for Shane Davis and his big success, like in 12 hours making all that, and then like already like we're jokers. We're all doing like let's launder some money. Let's launder some more money. Like that's a trope now, you know. So I don't know, man. It's just a code.
It's a great feeling.
Yeah, I think this is unbreakable as long as we keep this attitude and just be happy for everybody.
Yeah.
Beardserker did great. I that's one of my favorite trailers. I've been doing a lot of trailers for CG.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Actually, okay.
Which trailers have you done?
Okay, time to share screen again. Sorry.
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, okay. Share audio.
And green room guests, we will get to you. In fact, I'll just go ahead and have everybody chill, and then I'll open the rest of my mail so that way people won't be waiting. But you guys have been extremely patient. This is a longer than normal show, but we had a lot of cool surprises come in. I wasn't expecting Joe, and we got to talk about the Lucent and Adam. We got to catch up. So yeah, Pedro, let's see your stream here. Your screen.
It's always good to hear Joe. So this I did for Red Valkyrie for the show.
Wow. Look at that.
That's fantastic.
Has she aired this yet, Pedro? Or
yeah.
I've not seen this before. This is look at this. This is amazing. Wow.
Yeah, so
that's beautiful. Wow.
That's one. I did another trailer for, okay, let me see. I don't want to show any porn.
Do you have a sign up yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. I can't really start like a campaign in Indiegogo yet.
Okay.
So that's has been my...
Don, you can show porn on your channel. It's no problem, right? Yeah. It's just another Wednesday.
Just food porn. Just food porn.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So let me see. I think this is it. I did this for Spells and Superheroes for Mark Mulgrave.
Oh yeah, I love Mark.
And we have a show on Sundays right after Mass, 10 a.m. We're interviewing like people with projects and whatnot, and talking about comics and animation and whatnot. So yeah,
I've been watching in the shadows, waiting, biding my time to make sure you were worthy. And now it begins. Fox.
Yeah, Ginge was on my show about a month ago, and we played this. I didn't know you did it.
Yeah, that's my work.
Madam Magic. You fools think you can stop me? You never had a chance.
All right. Pedro, are you available to do more work, or people have to chase you? Okay.
This is where we make the deals happen. I get 10%, right, Pedro?
Look, I like how you think that way, by the way, Don. See, Don has business experience. He knows this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it goes.
Finder's fee.
Yeah, and okay, there's one less that has been launched yet. Oh no, the trailer for my book.
Let's see it.
This is an old trailer. Like I'm working on a new one because I'm obsessive like that. But let's see.
So people could just contact you on Twitter if they want to discuss work or something. Okay. Trailer sucky logo.
Pedro, do you do all the special effect noises too?
Yeah. I mean, being in Panama as an animator, you have to do everything because there's no industry down here. So I studied in Canada. I was planning on staying in the U.S., but love took me back to Panama 20 years ago. Now I'm divorced. Beautiful. So I don't want to say I regret that, but this has been like, I don't know, it's different. So now I feel like I'm starting my career all over again, and CG is allowing me to do it. So
that's fantastic.
Very happy and very grateful to all you guys for your support. And yes, guys.
Welcome back anytime. What time is it where you're at right now?
Oh, it's noon.
Yeah, I heard a rooster. Is that your pet rooster?
Oh, I live in the middle of the boonies. Since COVID, I broke up with a girlfriend. We were living together, and then I came to my parents' house for a month, and they live in the middle of nowhere. So I just got an apartment like where I can get good internet, and I've been living here on my own for like about a year. So awesome. All I do is draw.
Well, it's beautiful, exciting work, and
thank you.
Just shows people like Pedro said, you get in the chats, you get known a bit in the chats. You know, if you have something to show off, you want to send something to somebody, you send them a sample page or something like that, like he did, and just kind of get it around. And if you're known, you know, you've seen that with Zaid Comics. It does a great job of that. Phil, he's been in the chats and he worked his way up from there, and look at the quality of the work, and you know. Especially if you have something that's good and you're like, look, I could really do this. Just get out there and let it know. And you got great attitude, Pedro. Yeah. The thing is that we all make the community. So even if there are people in the community that you're not tight with, you don't have to be tight with it. You know, everybody's going to grow. Yeah. People don't know who you are, whatever, don't care, you know, about ad and post, or like not everybody cares about everybody else, whatever. It's like, you focus with your crew and you do your thing. Your work is great.
Even if you're not an artist, like what I've been seeing, like if we all have skills. If we're part of the community, maybe some people have like administrative skills, like what Comics Blast is doing, like trying to solve like the distribution problem, which is huge for international creators like me. Yeah. So just find out what you're good at and how you can adapt it to this movement, and it's all you know. Like we're all winning.
That's the whole purpose of community. Is we're not expecting everybody can do everything, and particularly me. I'm no artist, but you know, we can work together and play off each other's strengths. Exactly like you said. Love your attitude, Pedro. We'll have to talk more sometime.
Yeah, and I'm open for anybody who needs help with the trailers. I do like retro video games. That's something that's a project. Cool. That's my main job right now.
Wow.
I'm trying to find a way to apply that to CG, because I mean, these are really hot IPs, and just making like very simple games. Because the problem with crowdfunding games is that everybody wants to do AAA. You know, like, we want to do like big budget. Yeah, exactly. We're talking like $10 million budget, 250 people, like teams to do it.
Maybe do it like a low end GI Jackrabbits game or something. I could do something like GI Jackrabbits.
Okay, I'm doing a video game called by Machete Law, which is very, very local here. Because like people here like cut sugarcane with machetes. So I grabbed the structure of Ninja Turtles in Time, but I made it with 4 cholos from down here.
Okay.
And they're fighting mutant sugarcane with machetes. That game's coming out in December the 4th. And it was 6 people crew. And it took 60K to make. Like I really don't care like talking about budgets. It took 60K to do it, which is doable.
Yeah.
Doable for like a really good IP, like say I don't want to say anything, Ethan, but
whatever
like a Cyberfrog, or maybe like, you know, Black Flag, like a Black Flag video game, like a retro video game with Black Flag. That would be gangbusters, and it's not that expensive. And also,
Pedro, you're awesome, man. You're the man.
Oh, thank you.
You're going places. Pedro, you've been a pleasure. You come on anytime. You got a lot of cool stuff that we're not used to seeing here. So
thank you.
Have a great day. I love your shirt too.
Great to meet you, Pedro.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. Bye, Pedro.
See you guys.
All right. That's Pedro Ang. I met Pedro on a Infinity show about 3 weeks ago, and he was one of the guests on that. So it's so cool to see him. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I didn't know what his work was, but we got schooled in animation and art.
He could do a hell of a lot. And his kind of discipline for doing he's an animator, so he can draw fast and, he's not screwing around. So he can execute. He can get stuff done.
I see lots of Pedro in our future, Adam.
Really? Exactly.
Let's go ahead and bring in our next guest. We've got Tank Ferret, Marmalade. I see you in the green room, and Dan Shaheen also in the green room. So let's go ahead and bring in Tank Ferret. Hey, Tank.
Hey, gentlemen, how you doing?
Hey, Tank.
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing outstanding today. Man, it is great, dude. Both you guys here at the same time. You're going to have to pardon me for a moment while I geek out for about 5-10 seconds.
Let's rock, brother. Let's rock.
All right, I'm good.
What about the comics?
Dude,
you're on the timer, my friend.
Yeah, we're screwing up on time.
Let's go ahead and do this. All right, so we got Iron Maiden's The Fembopocalypse. Malekind's time has come to an end with this unstoppable force of printable fem miniatures. That's right, I've got a 3D printing campaign going on right now with some hot models. That's right, it cannot be stopped. No way, no amount of soy face is gonna save you. And I've got a model that's going out to everybody who signed up. I gave them a free model, a free Scalpel Zero. This is the lady right here, is one of the pictures that the fans really love and adore. This is the model itself that is going out to all the people who signed up. The formatting just came back. I'm proofing it, and then you are getting it. And that is a definite thumbs up from this wild lady right here. So let me show you what we got going on here. We got fembots. They're here to wipe out male kind, and they will not be bothered by bothersome male privilege anymore. That's right. The future is female, apparently. So as you can tell, I'm kind of having a little fun with the whole feminist nonsense that's going along with these days. I just want people to have fun. This is for your tabletop role-playing games, your war strategy games. Print them out, replace the pieces in your board games. There's no need to be sorry when you're having this much fun monopolizing the battlefield with a female death bot. That's right. We got flamethrowers. We got all sorts of stuff. We got things.
That's incredible.
We got what you snipe them with style. I mean, come on now. It's just wild, isn't it? It's just wild, man. Dynamic posing. They print in several pieces, so you could customize them to a degree, make them your own. Because come on now, you want to have something fun. I've seen the Hello Kitty Space Marine Army from Warhammer 40K. Well, people are jumping ship on Warhammer right now because they've gone after the fan base. They've gone after the 3D printing community. Well, it's a shame on them that they're put their rules out for free on the internet. And this is the big one. Yes, sir.
How tall are these? How tall are these miniatures?
And here's the great thing: they're as big or as little as you want to make them.
Really?
Yes.
Tell us more.
Yes. See, this is the cool thing about 3D printing is that the materials cost is nominal. It's not a lot, and you pay a few bucks for a miniature, and you get to make this toy for a long time. In fact, actually, my prototyper here in the Los Angeles area, he's printing out a whole bunch for the kids, for my kids to play with as toys. And he's making himself an army while he's at it. Oops. Well, that was the end of that. No. We want to go back, folks. We want to go back. No, back.
So these are sculpted by you?
Yes, sir. I sculpted these in virtual reality, actually, and I finished them up in Blender and ZBrush. Thank you.
Wow.
We have incredibly talented people coming on this show.
I know. This is.
Oh, CG brings out the best in us all, doesn't it, gentlemen?
Jesus, Tank Ferret. So you do sculpture. You print these 3D.
Yes.
And they look amazing.
Yeah, you print them out. These come out great on your inexpensive 2K printers, which those cost less than $200 these days. You go find this sale on Amazon, and even if the thing breaks on you after a while, you probably got $1,000 worth of toys and models and whatever you want out of it. And what I'm doing here is that I'm running a limited time campaign. I'm closing this out. That's why it has the flexible goal right here of $500. This is just kind of like, this is the only place you're going to find it for less than market price. And the best perk, of course, is the featured perk, which right now has a deceptively low discount. But as the campaign grows, this grows. You get everything. And I mean everything, all the cool stuff. I might even just throw some extra stuff in there when the campaign is done, just to be cool like that. I
Are
like
they
doing stuff.
are they plastic and then you paint them silver, or?
No, that's just a default texture that that Blender's threw on it, and I was like, oh, that looks nice.
Okay.
You print them out in your plastic color of choice and prime them and paint them, and just have fun with it. You know, that's this is where the let's see here, where do I have that? There we go. The time is now. We know that tabletop gaming fans are moving towards figures that can be made at home due to both the novelty and, more importantly, the cost effectiveness. With only a modest materials cost and a one-time fee, you can make figures as needed on demand. In this exciting new age, which you can find your favorite tabletop games on the internet and 3D print custom models you want to play with, you can truly let your imagination fly.
Very cool, man.
You are very talented. I had no idea this was your specialty.
Actually, you know what? This my specialty is actually my doodles.
Oh, really? Okay.
I just picked this up. I spent the last working on this, learning how to do 3D sculpting. I got a loaner of a VR headset from a dear friend of mine, and he's like, "Dude, you can make some money. Let's do it." And we've got some cool stuff like. I was saying this one is going out to folks. This is the Scalpel Zero model. So this is going out, and then they just load this up in their 3D program. Usually Chitu box comes with most 3D.
So you start with a 2D drawing, and then you convert that to a 3D?
No, sir. I actually sculpt these in virtual reality.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you have like fake clay, and there you go.
Yeah, it's crazy. I got like this digital clay in VR, so I'm kind of like waving my hands around, looking like a fool, and just kind of like having at it. I've got 3 different programs that I use: Gravity Sketch, Shape Lab, and Masterpiece VR, and then I take that into ZBrush to ensure the integrity of the mesh, make sure it's good. And then I take that into Blender to finalize the file format and make sure it's compatible, as compatible as possible in this information age.
It's amazing.
Beautiful.
Thank you. That is.
Hey, Tank, I made you and Greg moderators, so you're welcome to drop links to your campaign now in the chat.
Appreciate it.
Just curious, how do people get a hold of you? If they want to, do you have Twitter or a YouTube channel?
You can find me most places on the internet at Tank Ferret Art. I have a link tree if you like using that kind of stuff. Twitter is a great place to get a hold of me. I got a great show coming up this Thursday. Every Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern, I do the So Happens It's Thursday show. So there's no cussing on this show, so I won't say what that acronym is.
I'll say it. No, I won't. I'm definitely saving your name, though, Tank Ferret Art, for 3D sculpting. And now Renkabot does that stuff too, Chris Renkowitz. But so originally I was like, well, I got a guy. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is really great work. So that's just a good thing. If you guys are ever making stuff, and Don's made so many comics, you find someone you like their work, take note. You never know when you're going to need that person.
Roger that. That's wise words. And George Peter Gatz is as well, whom you had on earlier. He does fantastic modeling.
I've seen some of it. Yeah, he does great work. I've seen that as well.
The Canadian Shield he did for Rick Piper over at Cross Comics is just gorgeous. I was like, dude, I want it. I don't want to paint it. I want to paint it.
Tank Ferret, thank you for your time.
You the man, Tank.
I wish you the best on your campaign, folks.
Great to meet you, brother.
Thank you. Right. Thank you. Good to meet you guys. Have yourselves a wonderful one.
Bye, Tank. Thanks. Awesome. So, Adam, are you still good to hang out a little bit longer? Or are you?
Yeah, absolutely, okay. Absolutely. And I'm going to try not to make it last longer by adding content. But
no, you're a great co-host, man. You're a great wingman. I appreciate
chill
it.
Sometimes.
It's
no
fun.
problem.
All right.
Yeah, it's fun.
We got our first ever puppet guest in the green room. So I have never seen this character, but I just put 2 and 2 together that the man in the that's wielding the hand is someone we both know, and maybe you don't know, but I'm going to bring him in. Are you familiar with Marmalade?
He's bringing us on. He's bringing us on. Get back here.
This is a fun show.
Somebody had international shipping issues, and he ran off.
They're going to get insulted. I'm ready for it. Marmalade.
Mr. Don, you're going to have a puppet on?
Yeah, in about 15 minutes or so, I think.
Oh, I'm going to stick around for that. I love puppets.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
So I got 7 minutes. That's like, what? That's like a half an hour, right? Okay.
Now, 7 minutes. Starting now, Marmalade. You are super cute and fluffy, and your hair is much nicer than Adam and mine's.
Oh, I thought you were complimenting me.
Well, you're kind of fluffy too.
I appreciate that.
So okay. So what I've got is I'm 9 years old, and they let me have this show. I got the Marmalade Show, and I talk to people who make comic books. But because I'm only 9 years old, I can't talk to about the comic books that I can't read.
Oh, okay.
So it's a show that is really geared towards kid-friendly books.
It's practical.
Do you like mermaids?
I love mermaids.
Okay. There's no nudity in mermaids, right, Adam?
No nudity in mermaids.
Oh, there you go. You could talk to Adam.
Yeah, I could talk to Adam. You could come on the show and talk about your mermaids.
What's interesting is maybe we take on our next guest. I know, and Marmalade would interview the guest because Marmalade has the skill set, and not that we could do it as well, but you get Marmalade content as well as.
I'm all flustered. I don't know how to do that.
As long as Marmalade's willing,
Yeah.
I don't want to make you do something you're not comfortable with, Marmalade.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. I mean, don't tell my help guy.
Who'd be perfect for this? I mean, you got Dan. If you still have Dan Shaheen, he wants to talk about his show with Frege. Marmalade could straighten him out.
Marmalade and Shaheen and Frege. That would be quite.
Oh no,
combo.
Frege's not Frege now, but I'm saying I know he's going to talk about his upcoming show. That's all.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt, but however you want to run it, that's just my 2 cents.
Well, I do have my own show, and it's on. You have to go to the Critical Blast channel, and that's where you find. I've got my playlist right there, and we've talked with Miss Daphne about Tall Tales, and we've talked with Miss Raven about Cookies and Scream, and this Thursday, I think is that tomorrow? Is that tomorrow, guys? Yeah.
Yes, it's tomorrow.
Okay. So tomorrow we're going to talk with Mr. Perch, and we're going to talk about Arby's and McDonald's and where the best kid meals are and why he knows so much about comic books.
That sounds great. What do you like to eat for breakfast, Marmalade?
Well, lots of times I have Pop-Tarts. I like the blueberry Pop-Tarts.
I don't blame you. I would love to have a Pop-Tart, but they're very high carb, and I'm trying to keep my carb count low. So,
well, the way you eat them is you got to get 2 of them, and then you go in the cabinet and you open a thing of Oreos, and you scrape all the white stuff off the Oreos, and then you spread it out on you put it back and forth on one Pop-Tart, and then you put the other Pop-Tart on top of it.
And then I send you my dentist bill. Is that how that works?
Well, I don't.
Marmalade,
I don't have teeth. I just gum them.
How old are you, Marmalade?
I'm 9.
You're 9. Okay.
I'm 9. So they buy me age appropriate comic books, and then sometimes I hide stuff under the bed like my Vampirella stuff. Yeah. But nobody knows about that.
Got it. Very reasonable.
Wasn't that Kirk Lindo's book?
That was Kirk's book, Vampirella, but that's not for Marmalade. That's a step beyond Vampirella.
Yeah, I don't want to get in that much trouble if I get caught.
No, you don't want to have things be ended on you. You don't want to get ejected from the family home.
Are you Orange Marmalade? Is that why your name is Marmalade?
I think that's why they named me Orange Marmalade. Yeah, because I'm orange.
Okay.
I'm just an orange fuzzy monster who's 9 years old.
You're very cute.
What's
Oh,
the name of
thank
your
you.
What's the
You're
name of your
cute,
YouTube?
too.
He was talking to me. What's the name of your YouTube channel, Marmalade? Or you're on the Critical Blast channel?
I'm on the Critical Blast channel.
Very cool. You know, I once saw
RJ. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I once saw an interview on the Critical Blast channel with an old friend of mine who did a little work with me called his name is Jim Balin. You know who he is?
I know Mr. Bailey. Yeah.
Oh, are you you're not familiar with his work? I hope.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He does beautiful,
he did
beautiful
Sergeant
work.
Rock.
Did he do Sergeant Rock?
That was his very first one with Sergeant Rock.
Hmm.
And then
Excellent,
he did Catwoman,
excellent.
and then I don't know where he went.
Yeah, well, he actually did something for me that was we also can't really discuss probably. No, he did Wolverine. That's okay. That's just a Wolverine lady. That's all. I don't want to ruin your thing. But all right, so Critical Blast channel, which is a channel everybody should be subscribed to. I have certainly been subscribed to it, and you can see Marmalade. Yeah, absolutely. Do not eat 9-year-old Marmalade. Okay, that's a good point, Eric.
No, don't do that because fur balls and all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, Marmalade.
But sometimes I go off channel like this, and I go to places like the Global Frequency, and me and RJ, we sometimes do duets together and sing karaoke there because he does this like ventriloquist thing. Yeah, that thing. I don't know. He sings, but like he doesn't open his mouth when he does it, so I don't know how he does that.
Is RJ is he a pretty cool dude?
Well, it depends on what your definition of cool is.
Yeah, give or take, right?
If you think that sitting around all day in the same room, looking at a computer screen, reading comic books, watching TV, if that's your definition of cool, then he's like the Fonz.
And he shares his Pop-Tarts with you, or is he a hoarder of Pop-Tarts?
Oh, he's definitely a hoarder of the Pop-Tarts. He buys the great big boxes with like 6 boxes inside.
The Costco ones.
Yeah. And he's like, there you go, Marmalade. That's your breakfast for the next 6 months.
Oh my gosh. Marmalade, you are a joy. I definitely would like to come on your show and talk sometime.
I want that. I want you to come on to talk about Beardzerker and Crack Magazine and all this stuff that you've done because you write cool comics.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that, Marmalade. Well, you're very sweet. Our timer went off, and we still have Dan Shaheen in the audience. Do you want to hang out and maybe meet Dan?
I'd love to meet Dan.
Would you like to meet Dan? Okay, well, let's bring Dan in. Hang on. Dan's giving me the thumbs up.
Yeah, awesome. I want to meet Marmalade, of course.
How are you, Dan?
Goes without saying.
I think we got to echo a little bit.
I got the right background for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. I love that. Call out King
this
Friday.
This is a motley crew we have here.
Yeah, I love seeing your guests. Love seeing all that talent on display and passion. Very great stuff. Don, I didn't know. Tell me, are you a Comicsgate affiliated? Like you consider yourself a Comicsgate guy, or you just sort of talk to anybody?
No,
okay, I didn't know. I didn't really know that.
Do I just talk to anybody? Well, you're on this show, so no, I'm just kidding.
Exactly, that's what I mean. That's what
You got Adam Post, Marmalade, and Dan Shaheen. I mean, what the heck is going on?
Don, I love you. I love your books. We've looked at your books before, and this week, I've got a great guest who's also Comicsgate affiliated. Now, I'm not.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
I'm not an adherent to Comicsgate, but man, you guys got your right to believe what you want and make the books that you want. So
thank you.
Well, as you heard, you know what's the best thing? Did you hear Pedro Ang, Dan?
Yes, I did. Great stuff. I'm gonna have Danny Fraga next week.
Dan Fraga, he's fantastic. Everyone loves Dan Fraga. But you hear do you have an echo on your side?
I still hear the echo. It was after Dan came on. Are you still?
It's Shaheen.
It's Shaheen.
Echo.
I can fix it, guys. Stand by. Just pull me backstage for a second. I'll fix it.
Fantabulous. There's a lot of Marmalade. Hey, Rick Sailor. What I was saying to Dan was I hope he noticed Pedro's experience with Comicsgate or whatever. It really is a community of creative people that are just doing their best to make their passion projects. And we all have different passions. Marmalade has Marmaladian passions, as is appropriate. And things that we're focused on trying to do. But everybody really does help each other. And, there's Comicsgate started a couple of years ago. A lot of it driven by Rich Meyer, but a lot of people are supporting each other to make their passion projects. That's the 99% of it. Anyway, sorry, Dan, great to have you back. You think you got the mute?
He still looks like he's concentrating.
Okay. Well, Dan is going to have Dan Shaheen is going to have Dan Fraga on his show, and I'm sure they'll talk a lot about Fraga's career. Fraga's done a lot of different really cool things. He's done toys. He's done movies, comics. So what is the name of his channel? There's a pig. I know there's a pig as an icon.
It is. I've been on it a few times. What is it called, Dan? I'm sure he will give us the thumbs up when he's ready. I'm seeing you in the green room, Dan. When you have your audio thing worked out, just give me a little sign here, and we'll bring you back. Dan has a great show. He actually lives in my area, Adam. He's only 10 minutes away, and I did not know that. I had seen Dan interview Ethan, and then I watched Dan's show, and he had a PO box where you can send comics for him to review. I said, he lives like in a town that's like 10 minutes driving from me. So we've not met in person, but I got to find him. I got to find him some real estate. He wants to invest in some real estate. So
you'd be the guy.
What I heard was that you can get a box that people will put comics in.
What's that, Marmalade?
What I heard was that you can get a box and people will put comics in it. I got to get one of those.
Marmalade zeroed in on the comics.
You are Marmalade. Marmalade, what have you read recently that you think is good?
I just got in Mistress, I can't say her last name. Strikowski. Yeah, wait, I got Reenie's stuff in. So I'm reading Fiendish. I got stickers, and it's a really good book with monsters in it. And I love monsters.
Reenie's very nice. That's awesome. Okay, Dan is back. When is Dan having...
now he's muted. Well, that works perfectly.
I have to face him this way. Okay, and then this is like a bizarre Hollywood Squares.
How about now?
Fantastic.
Yes. We hear you, Dan, loud and clear, my friend.
Oh, and no echo?
No echo. You're good.
Okay, sorry about that, fellas. I wasn't planning to broadcast on my usual setup.
No problem. So
okay, so I'm having Dan Fraga. Sorry, I've been using up too much time. I apologize.
Not at all.
Dan Fraga on this Thursday, and we're going to talk about Frank Miller's Holy Terror and the recent controversy, how he was disinvited from a convention, which I thought was, well, we'll talk about what I think about that.
Frank Miller was disinvited, not Dan, right?
Correct. Yeah, Miller was disinvited, not Dan. That's right. Dan will be on my show. He's been on my show before. We've been meaning to talk for a long time, but just couldn't get our schedules together. And so now we're going to do it next week, or I'm sorry, this Thursday at 11 a.m. Let me get this up in the background here. 11 a.m. Pacific time, Dan and I live. You're welcome to come on in and bring some questions. We'll have a little bit of back and forth. Anybody who doesn't know the controversy involving Holy Terror, and why some people think, just making this comic is a reason not to invite, or to rather even worse, to disinvite Frank Miller from a comic book convention, a European comic book convention. We'll talk about that. I definitely understand where they're coming from, but we'll talk about whether we agree with that or not. What about you fellas? Have you guys read Holy Terror before?
Just tell us what Holy Terror is about, if you would.
Well, I can do better than that.
I haven't read it. I do like Frank Miller, though.
I got it in here. I got it right here.
Doesn't sound like it's marmalade appropriate.
I can go
Marmalade, cover your eyes. Cover
Right.
your eyes. I think there's a lot of blood here.
So this is the first printing. Yeah, marmalade. We'll just pretend it's marmalade instead of blood.
Excellent.
And this was if you haven't read the book, you should read it. It's an interesting work. Graphically, I think it's some of Frank Miller's most interesting work. Story-wise, it's really channeling, man, where he was coming from when this book was published, which was 2011. Right? So it's his reaction at the time, and he was going through a lot of personal stuff as well. But, you know, if this is reflective of like what he really feels, there's some disturbing stuff going on in this book for sure.
Isn't this a story about revenge over the 9/11 attacks?
Isn't this a story about revenge over the 9/11 attacks?
Deja vu.
We still have we still have the echo.
Well, Thursday is actually tomorrow.
Echo?
Not anymore. I think that was
wait, Thursday's today still?
Today
What
is
if tomorrow
Wednesday.
never comes?
It depends on the echo.
There's got to be
When
Where
is
are we
Frankie going to
going?
be on his show? That's my question.
Dan, are you there?
Guys, I'm muted here, so I don't have any. I don't know where the echoes come.
It's only when he unmutes.
I'm here.
Okay.
So when is Dan Frega going to be on Dan Shaheen's show? I know it's a Thursday. Is there a date that goes along with it? Because that'll clarify. Is it the 9th?
It's this Thursday. Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Okay,
Close
what
your
time?
YouTube window. Somebody.
It's Dan.
It's 11 a.m. Pacific.
Okay, 11 a.m. Pacific, and that is 2 o'clock EST. Or not. I forget it. I can't do it anymore. I forgot my math. Yeah, no, it's later. Yeah, it is 2 o'clock Pacific. It's 2 o'clock Eastern, 11 Pacific. Don't miss Dan Frege with Dan Shaheen discussing Frank Miller essentially becoming canceled potentially over Holy Terror. Is that appropriate? Can an artist speak? Is an artist allowed to create creative work that could be controversial? That's going to be the answer to the question. You will see Dan Frege. You will see Dan Shaheen. I'll be in that chat probably if I can. It's a very worthwhile show.
Cool. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I got to get going. I like what you got going on here. Again, I don't agree with a lot of the message coming out of Comicsgate, but the one thing that I say you guys have got going on is your community and working with each other and helping to self-promote and give positive vibes to your people. So I'm going to give you props for that, for sure.
Appreciate it.
And any of you guys if anybody out there, you want to be on my show or you want to have your comic featured on my show, you can send it into the $1 Million Mailbox. I'll look at it. I'll give it a fair shake. If you've got political messages in it, I want to hear your political messages and I want to talk about them. Like I want to discuss the real of what's going on in comics culture today. And you guys are part of that. Not everybody likes that. Not everybody likes that I talk to you guys.
Yeah, I know.
Or we'll even consider it. But I personally, I'm from the school of thought that like, if you don't like what somebody has to say, you talk through it.
Communicate. And you had some really important shows with Steve Jeppe and Chuck Rosansky, especially. Chuck Rosansky could tell us all where to go and what to do. That man knows, and he gave his life to comic books. You didn't need to be in comic books to make a nickel. He's got a finance degree. He knows business. He knows what he's doing. He's just trying to keep comics alive. It was a promise he made, from my memory, to Will Eisner. And, so we all want the same thing, great comics. We want him to be here long after we're gone.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Chuck is a great guy, a good friend. He's been on my show a couple times. As you might know, he's a transgendered individual, goes by the name of Betty Pages.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know. I didn't know if you knew that.
Well, I saw him as Chuck. I only saw him come on as Chuck.
Yeah, he's out and loud in the LGBT community and really also active in the homeless community in Denver where he's at. Like he goes out and hand delivers food to homeless people on the streets in the middle of winter in Denver.
Wow.
Like, yeah, Chuck has milehighcomics.com and he's been keeping the industry running. If you've ever seen yellow ads, full page ads in Marvel Comics back in the day, that was Chuck Rosansky.
Dan, does he give out?
He brought about the birth of the direct market in many ways.
Does he give out free copies of Skate Man to the homeless?
Chuck doesn't give out anything for free, let alone cheap. But he does have the best selection because of that. So if you're looking for that obscure thing, like Chuck always said, like, oh, you think you can get it cheaper? Well, then go get it cheaper. I've got it right now here. Here's my price. So you buy it or you don't. Go buy it somewhere else. Oh, you can't find it? Well, here it is. Here's the price.
Yeah. Adam, I think your books are, Parody Press books are like $100 a pop.
Yeah.
On
because what Chuck does is he's explained this and he has a YouTube channel as well. And it's educational. It's interesting as hell. But Chuck has explained it as, he's like maintaining a Smithsonian of sorts of comics. He wants everything. He wants to have copies of everything, and he's willing to sell things, but he's not out trying to sell things per se. He's sealing off areas of his warehouse for the future, to then go through it in the future. He has some video of his inside his warehouse at milehighcomics.com, and it's just amazing to see. So
I can imagine. Yeah. Dan, you got to get going. You're on mute, my friend.
That never had so many audio problems as anything. And Dan runs such a professional, great show. He is muted.
He is still muted.
And the Holy Terror is an interesting story because it's interesting coming from Dan Shaheen because as Dan's saying, he's not pro comics gate necessarily, whatever. But I think Dan Shaheen is even seeing you're going to take an artist like Frank Miller, who's produced so many incredible things, and basically cancel him out of going to a convention because of work he did 10 or 12 years ago because somebody is offended by something he did. And it's very odd to tell artists what they can and can't create. Right. It's just a very odd thing. Nice. It is not nice, Marmalade. It's not how we make friends.
Dan's put up color bars, so I think I'm going to go ahead and exit you out, Dan.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone. Okay.
So look out for, and Frega's always a love. He's always at the light. So look out for Frega on his channel. Tomorrow, it looks like at 2:00 EST, Thursday.
Yes. Thank you. Dan, thank you for coming on, my friend.
Pleasure.
Hey, I'm going to try to wrap this up, and I just have a couple more boxes to open. Marmalade, you're welcome. You're so quiet when people are talking. You have very good manners.
I try.
RJ raised you right, other than just feeding you Pop-Tarts. But
there's a belt involved, but we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and make myself a little bit larger here, and let's see if I can make this. Hi, Adam. I'm screen over here. Okay, here we go, guys. So just a real quick opening here of the other things. I wanted to say thank you to Kenneth Rocafort.
Wow.
He backed X-Farce, and we sent him X-Farce Reloaded a few months ago. And then lo and behold, on Twitter, he cranks out this beautiful cable TV pencil sketch. And of course, I retweeted it, and it's so amazing. And then about 3 weeks ago, he says, I'd like to send you this sketch. And I said, oh, man, that's so nice of you. So, Kenneth, thank you so much for supporting our books, and this is a wonderful original art piece that
gorgeous.
I will cherish. Yes, very nice. Let's see here. So the other thing that we have is from Shane Davis. I finally got Starlight Cats. Marmalade, have you read Starlight Cats?
Yeah, the kitty cat book.
Yeah, that's made for you, Marmalade. It's perfect in your zone. Then
I met Barnaby.
And then you met Barnaby. That book is incredibly well printed and put together. He did an amazing job with that book.
Oh, I was wondering what the red line was, but that's his either Yanzi's or Shane's signature through the book. So
nice.
I backed on a tier where I got like some variant covers. So there's this one. I mean, the coloring is just
the coloring is fantastic,
incredible on this. Shane, you did a great job. I invited him on the show, but I think he's sleeping because he tends to do late streams. So this looks like a fun book that I can give to my grandkids to read. Marmalade, is this a book you would recommend for all ages?
I would definitely recommend that book. And I want to blow a kiss to Miss Dory in this chat. Mwah.
Hi, Dory. Good morning. Of course, you get. Whoa! I don't want to bend things. You got all. Oh, I got all 3 covers. So
there goes
this is the
main cover.
Yeah, this is Shane's main cover, and then you've got a bunch of swag. I mean, all the stretch goals. He's got like trading cards and stickers and prints. What did you like the best, Marmalade? Did you?
I like stickers. I like putting stickers on everything.
Do you like stickers? You got the 9
it has
lives.
Cards held together with them.
He taped it. So now I got to be careful that the tape doesn't stick on everything. So then he's got Inglorious Rex, which is his new campaign. I can't believe, Adam, how much money he made on his first day.
I can because he's in the community. He's so he's a lot of fun. He's an incredibly good fit. He had his own audience when he kind of came to Comicsgate, and he earned Ethan really appreciates his contribution. I know he loves him. That's wonderful.
Definitely putting in the work online, just streaming and getting people interested. You don't know what salty balls are, right, Marmalade? That's kind of like not.
It's a snack or something.
I can guess. Like they're like crunchy balls and they're like softy.
Yep.
Salty.
Yeah, exactly.
You just lick them
like a pretzel.
Exactly.
Okay.
Don't watch the Saturday Night Live sketch with Alec Baldwin.
I don't stay up that late anyway.
Okay. And then there's a beautiful hang in there fold out poster, and then a cool 3-piece flyer. So did you backed this book, right, Adam?
Yeah. Really, it's fun. I'm going to keep saying this because it's so much the case. The printing is really excellent on that book. The UV is particularly shiny. I don't know why, but it's particularly shiny. It smells great, and the paper is great. It's really it's an excellent book. I'm not sure who printed it. I'm guessing maybe API printed it, which is one of the printers in Tennessee that Peter recommends. He also prints for Downcast for Clint.
Gotcha.
So yeah, really, really beautiful though.
Dan's back. Dan, I'll add you. Are you back for a little bit? Maybe
he isn't.
Maybe he doesn't know he's here. Anyways, I did back the tier where you get the sketch. I think, is this Barnaby? I haven't read the book yet, but I'm not sure.
It's a cat.
It's a cat.
I don't know the differences of the cats that well.
He offered a sketch tier, so this is the sketch that Shane did. So I actually own an original piece of Shane Davis artwork. That is so cool.
A cat.
Congratulations, Shane and Yanzi. Last but not least, guys, you guys know I'm a big Mighty Mascots fan. That's an alternative book. Marmalade, do you like Mighty Mascots?
I love Mr. Keith. I want to have him on my show.
Keith is awesome, and he's worked on 2 of our books. He lettered X-Cons and wrote the story in X-Farce, and then Beard Zerker, he's our primary letterer. So Pedro, I can definitely vouch for Keith that he's an awesome,
great
letterer. So I was on Alterna's auction watching that a couple weeks ago, and Keith and Pete were both shilling some stuff. So I backed. I won this. I guess a set of items. So the first thing is Keith did this really cool retro cereal box that you can put your comic books in.
Yeah, those are so
and I already have one of these, so I'm gonna find a good home for the second one. But he signed it, and then the thing that I bid on that I was really intrigued about was Keith is he's mainly known as a writer, but he also is he's a talented artist as well. So he did a sketch cover of his characters and completely with color markers, and it's basically a homage to Captain Crunch with his Horatio character, and then he's got like the Boxer Bear, and then Mondo Alien right here. And so Keith, this is awesome. I will cherish this. This is actually original Keith Gleason artwork on a blank cover. So thank you, Keith.
Cool.
He had to work today. He works in the solar industry. Otherwise, he said he would have joined us. But the other thing that I like, Adam, that Keith, I don't know if you back Mighty Mascots, Adam, but he went totally retro. He had like wax packs with his campaign. And so when you got his trading cards, they actually came in a wax wrapper, kind of like the old Tops.
I must have missed it. I know I was on streams with him, so I'm not sure if I did a stream with him or something, but no, I would have definitely remembered the wax packs. That's awesome.
Yeah, he did buttons and all sorts of stuff. But one thing that I didn't get in his offerings was he was offering these when he went to do shows. I don't think he offers these on his site, but he actually had a soda manufactured for Mighty Mascots. And
that is crazy. That's awesome.
He's got lemon lime, root beer, and then I'm a big orange soda fan. So this is actually Snap soda with a label with his character on it.
Oh, very cool.
That's awesome. That's pretty sweet. Marmalade, this is your sugar content for the morning.
Yeah. And
how's your carb content on that, buddy?
Yeah, I'm not going to be drinking this. This is just for display, but if we ever have a zombie apocalypse, I might have to open it.
You may have to.
Anyways.
Don, I'm sorry, I got to go. I just wanted to say thanks. I had some major technical difficulties. I was rendering.
No worries, buddy.
My whole computer crashed. My keyboard wouldn't work or anything, but I want your viewers to watch and check out Dan Fraga this Thursday on my show. Should be fun. We're going to talk about Holy Terror. So yeah, bring it on in, and bring your questions, right? Bring some thoughtful commentary to the table, and it should be a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Right. Thank you. I'm getting a text from my wife, and she's been so patient. I hear my dog's getting out of hand in the background. Guys, I want to thank you, Adam, for being my co-host for the last couple hours.
A lot of fun.
Everybody that was in the chat and my other guests that were promoting, everybody, we had a great time. Next week, I don't have a scheduled guest, so we'll just have to figure out who's going to be on. But until next time, guys, have a great day and stay safe out there and keep reading those fun comics.
Thanks, Don.
All right, guys.
Great.
See you later,
Marmalade. Take care, guys.
See ya.